2024 has been a year of reflection, resilience, and reinvention. From moments of triumph to lessons from setbacks. This year has pushed me to grow in ways I've never expected. So, this morning I was writing on my reflections for the year 2024, and I really wanted to shoot this video about the lessons which I would be carrying in the year 2025. And before it becomes too late, given that we're just a week away from the year 2025, I really wanted to share these reflections. And these reflections are not just personal, but I think they are universal. And I hope they can inspire you to also look at your own year in a whole new way. So, I will be sharing my key lessons and reflections. So, the first key reflection for me has been the power of perseverance. So last year, back around December, I started my NRI project for my YouTube channel, wherein I started focusing a lot more around the financial topics, taxation topics for NRIs, given that I am myself an NRI. So this year reminded me that persistence does pay off, and it's been a year. I have made a lot of videos on that. So I just feel that even if the road ahead looks uncertain, so for example, for me, for this YouTube channel, um, the road was pretty uncertain at the beginning of the year, but at the end of the year, I feel I'm in a good position because I just was seeing my analytics, and this is not to boast, but I had around more than 100K views in the year 2024, which I never really thought when I started the year. So I feel that, even if we do make some small steps, it's okay to just be consistent with your progress. And once you look back, you may realize that you have come a long way. And this year has taught me to just trust the process and keep showing up, and you would be amazed by the kind of progress you would have made by the end of the year. So, the second reflection I had is to learn from setbacks. So, you got to embrace that not every idea, project, or relationship might work out as planned. But what I've learned is that every setback carries a lesson, whether it's about repivoting my work, whether it was about my channel, or let's say better communicating my needs in a personal relationships. And I feel that instead of resisting challenges, I've kind of started embracing them as opportunities to grow and adapt. So the third reflection that I had is around celebrating small wins. Now, sometimes I feel that we are so focused on the big picture that we forget to celebrate the smaller victories. And this year 2024, I think I made it a point to actually pause and appreciate those small moments, whether it's, let's say, I've completed a video for my channel, I've had a meaningful podcast with an expert guest, or I've just had an act of kindness towards somebody, I've helped out a friend, or simply enjoying a quiet evening, watching TV or a good movie. I think, these small wins are the building blocks of a fulfilling life. So, reflection number four that I've had is the power of intentional planning. So, this year was actually a wake up call for me about how limited my time is, whether it's around my career goals, my financial security, or even the personal milestones that I have for myself. Planning ahead is so crucial. And I feel that I've started making some deliberate choices this year to focus on what truly matters. And the clarity that it has brought to me was actually invaluable. So, the best time to plan your future is always now. The fifth reflection that I had is to balance life over extremes. Now, if I can be completely honest, for years, I would say for last 15, 20 years, I have been the kind of person who have lived life in extremes, wherein I just pour all my energy and put my heart and soul into one goal, which I am pursuing. But I feel this last year has shown me that balance is the real secret to success. And life isn't just about constantly hustling and going after your desires or goals, which is great. But as soon as you finish one goal or desire, you have the next one. So it's really about finding the rhythm that works for you. And balance is something which at least keeps me grounded. healthy, and to be able to enjoy the process and the journey of life. The sixth key reflection that I've had is to take charge of my future. So, given that I have been living in Australia for past few years, and this last year, there was actually a defining moment for me wherein I realized that how important it is for me to make proactive decisions about the inevitable realities of life, and the kind of realities we, at least I, have been avoiding. So for me, this means that I had to take a step back and I had to start making more informed choices that align with the kind of future that I want for myself. And of course, taking charge isn't always easy. You have to say no to people, you have to prioritize yourself sometimes, but I feel at the same time it's so empowering and it's a powerful act of self love. It's not being selfish, but self love. Uh, the next reflection I had is the gift of vulnerability. So, the year 2024 pushed me to embrace vulnerabilities in ways I hadn't before. So, for example, for years I was so cautious about coming and talking about my personal transformation journey. So, whether it was about sharing the complexities of my accident, and I had posted a video around that of my personal transformation journey, or navigating my age related realities, I just learned that being open allows for deeper connections, and it also made me feel more liberated within myself. So I just learned that vulnerability isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually the foundation of being human, being authentic, and it's a sign of growth. The next reflection that I had is that time is finite, so we need to use it wisely. And I think this year has reminded me that how precious and fleeting time is. And I just don't even realize how this year went by. So whether it was through delayed conversations I really wanted to have, postponing some decisions, or missing out on some opportunities, I just learned that how important it is to prioritize what matters, just let go of what doesn't. Life doesn't wait for anyone, and neither should we. So the next reflection that I had is to prioritize self-care. For me, this has been the biggest lesson this year is to realize the importance of self-care. And self-care is very different from being selfish, but self-care is so important. It's not a luxury, but it is a necessity. If we're not happy, we can't make others happy, right? So whether it's about exercising regularly or practicing affirmations, my spiritual practices, or just learning to take some rest for myself, learning to listen to my body, I just learned that I can't pour from an empty cup, right? And self care is just about preserving my energy and honoring my needs, respecting my own needs. 2024 has been a year of growth, resilience, and of course, there has been a lot of hard earned clarity that I have received. And as I step into the year 2025, I am taking these lessons with me, and I hope they resonate with you too. I don't know what the year has taught you, so do let me know that what have been your reflections for the year. I would definitely want to hear them out. And for me, it has all been about living intentionally, making informed choices, balancing life's different demands, and creating a future that truly feels aligned with who I am. And speaking of resilience and growth, I think this year also reminded me of the defining moment in my life that truly shaped me into who I am today. So, which was back in 2010, wherein a nearly fatal accident left me bedridden for almost a year. It was actually the hardest chapter of my life, but also the most transformative year as well. And that experience just taught me the value of time, perseverance, and making deliberate choices about my future. It's what gave me the strength to pursue my master's and step into an international career, create a life that truly is aligned with my values. If these reflections resonate with you, I invite you to check out my story about overcoming those challenges. It's a journey of transformation, and I hope it inspires you to see what's possible when you lean into life's hardest moments, making the year 2025 a year of clarity, perseverance, and meaningful action. Most likely, I would be seeing you next year, which is around next weekend. Until then, have a very good year 2025. And I would really like to thank everyone who has either watched my videos or who have subscribed to my channel. I am extremely blessed to have an audience like you. Thank you so much. Please don't stop giving me your love and support. Until I see you the next time, goodbye. Take care.